Hi all, what's going on? This is Karen back in the kitchen with another recipe. Today I'm making a very in-depth lasagna. You don't have to do that. I'm making somewhat of a homemade spaghetti sauce with some onions and some garlic and some yellow peppers and some sausage and all that other kind of good stuff. But you don't have to do that. You can just buy from the jar. In order to make nice lasagna, you want a big stock pot, because you don't want them to all stick together. And sometimes you throw in pasta all together and that's how they get stuck. But when you do lasagna, what you're going to do after this is boiled, and it has some olive oil and some salt in here, is you're going to lay them piece by piece all around, so that way they're going to cook evenly, and also they're not going to try to stick together. So also you want to cook them a little al dente, because if you cook them to be done, most likely when you try to pick them up and put them in the pan, they're going to tear apart. So you want this on high heat until it boils, and then you're going to put your lasagna in, your lasagna noodles in. Make sure you got a top to whatever pan you're using or pot you're using, that way that it can boil quicker. Be right back. I have these beautiful yellow peppers with some onions that don't look like there's many in here now, because everything cooked down, and there's also a lot of garlic in here. Make sure that you definitely take it off the heat as soon as it starts to brown, any little bit as far as the garlic goes. You don't want to burn the garlic. Just no salt added tomato sauce. I'm just going to add all of that to the pan. It's okay to add extra water because it's going to cook down anyway. When you use peppers, even though you use maybe 3 or 4 peppers, they look like they're going to be a lot. They shrink and they shrink and they shrink and they cook down. So if you're going to do a long cooking process like this, make sure that you add a ton of onions and a ton of peppers. So before I added this, I put in a lot of pepper and salt. Now I'm going to add some chives. That ain't working. I'm going to add some chives. Oh, they smell good. And I'm going to add some Italian seasoning, which is thyme, oregano, marjoram, rosemary, basil, and savory. I'm going to add a lot of that in. I love to add all of that. You got to make it very flavorful, especially if you're going to use a can of tomato sauce and not go with tomato with a regular ragu or anything else like that. So I can hear my water boiling for my lasagna. I'm just going to spin this around quite a lot. That might look like a lot to you, but remember, we're going to do a whole 13 by 9 pan lasagna. So we're going to have a lot of sauce for this. I'm going to put this back on the stove on high heat. I'm going to boil it, and then I'm going to turn it down so it can continue cooking. Now, as far as this goes, this is all browned up. This is nicely done. Even if it's just a teeny bit pink you see here and there, it's going to cook in the oven for 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. So, you know, it's okay. This might take a few seconds or so, but remember, they're also going to get whiter too. A lot of oil in there, a lot of salt. Oh, okay, thank you. And if you do it this way, they're not all in a clump together. But they still might get stuck, but I'm hoping not. Oh, don't touch the hot pan. Come on. Come on. Let's go. There we go, down in the water. I wish I can get in the hot tub right now. I don't have a hot tub. Okay, there we go. That's the whole box. Put that back on the stove to boil and to cook for the next probably 15 minutes. Oh, it's heavy, y'all. It's heavy. Okay, it is almost time to assemble the lasagna, and I am so ready. Okay, I have another bowl, and what I'm going to do is take an egg, crack it, and put it in there. And the reason why I do that is to bind the ricotta cheese with an egg, because if not, the ricotta cheese tastes a little gritty without it. I'm just going to whisk it up real quick. Oh, glad that didn't sprinkle up on me. Okay, I have just a little bit left in there, and I'm just going to, probably should have got a bigger bowl, but somehow I'll try to make this work. So all I remember is just take a little bit of pasta sauce, put it on the bottom of the pan, and spread it around. Now I do have some ragu if I need to, if I run out of pasta sauce. Or I can just put some more water in this and cook it. Laying my first, I'm going to try to get 3 per line. Even if they're a little jacked up, you don't need them perfect. I like to overlay them just a little bit. And then let's get another one. That one is going to go on my, try to get some of the excess water off so it's not so juicy. The worst thing you want is a very watered down lasagna. That is a major no-no. Okay, so then I'm just going to wrap this up. Usually I would wrap it with foil, but I don't have any. Make sure that it's nice and tight all the way down. Make sure that you really stretch out the corners. Make sure that it's covered thoroughly. You don't want any air or anything escaping and going in here. Okay, y'all, what's up? I'm just bumming it right now. It's pretty late at night, actually. but I was so hungry, so hangry. My stomach was grumbling, and I'm like, lasagna sounds really good right now. So I did that, and I made some garlic bread. Well, I didn't hand make it, but I just took it out of the wrapper and broke it apart and put it in the oven. If that's what you call making it, then I made it. I'm just fooling y'all. Come on down. So I had no paper towels or anything for this garlic bread to sit on for the butter and all the oil to come off. So that's like a cereal box. They're magically delicious. Anyway, coming up to see this lasagna. It's been sitting for a good 15 minutes. You know when a lasagna is done to not serve it right away, so that it won't just slide everywhere. Hopefully it'll come out in a nice form, like a piece of cake. Easy, like a piece of cake. Italian, you know? So, I think I want a lot of lasagna right now. I'm pretty hungry. I'm pretty hungry. Oh, see, I didn't sit long enough. It's all kind of coming off, but I don't care. I am hungry. If you let it sit for probably a good half an hour, that's not going to be great for the picture, but that is a-okay. You know what? I'm more of a righty, so let me try to turn this around. There we go. Because the bowl's right over here. Come on. Oh wow, it's a little juicy on the bottom, but that is okay. Let me first take a bite of this cheesy garlic bread from Pepperidge Farm. I dare say a little too buttery. I think that when they butter it, they over butter it. But it's really good. You're not also supposed to have huge pieces like this. So, it's really good. Now let's try the lasagna. I'm glad that I took the picture first, because this definitely is mangled now. Okay, smaller bite. I don't need a huge bite. Now I see that I could have put a lot more sauce on here. It's messy, y'all. It's okay. It's hard to tell if the flavor's there because I just had really garlicky garlic bread. Lots of butter. I should have taken a bite of this first because that is now kind of overpowering. I definitely need a lot more sauce next time. And more cheese. It's good. It's not fantastic, but also sometimes with lasagna, seconds are best. Sometimes with food, I know that sounds like I'm trying to do like a cop-out, like, oh no. The second time you eat it is really the best time. It would be like extra soupy. Lasagna. Hold on. Get my hair out of my face. But you're not also supposed to have. Yeah.